What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and hope everyone is having a good day off. That's right, our dear leader, DSP, has allowed his workers an additional day off to relax. That's right, folks, there's going to be no content today from Phil's side, but of course, the detractors like myself, Doody, always have content to pump out. I got a few videos today that I want to do now that I have some time. And the other thing is I'm streaming today. That's right, your boy is streaming a monetization stream, the second one, folks. I'm starting at 11 o'clock. We're going to take a look at the downfall of DSP and the downfall of the Renaissance, essentially. So let's see what Phil had to say on the Daily Wrap. I'm pretty sure it's going to be extremely boring. By the way, it ran like almost 10 minutes. I sped it up a bit. I got it down to about 8 minutes. Let's see how much we can tolerate of this nonsense today. So let's get into it.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Tuesday, the 3rd of December, 2024. A fun streaming day for sure, although admittedly, it started off rough with some technical difficulties because last night I had moved my now brand new streaming and capture PC from the floor over there where it had been next to the gaming PC during testing and setup to over here to my left where my old PC used to be, a newly cleaned up spot right next to my desk over there. And basically, when I set this up, it screwed up a few things, to say the least. What it basically did was made it so that all my effects had been like screwed up. Not effects, camera and all that stuff had been screwed up. So this morning when I basically opened up OBS, it was like everything was malfunctioning. Couldn't get the camera to work, couldn't get this to work, couldn't get that to work. And I was like, oh man, what on earth is going on here? So obviously it was kind of frustrating. And basically, I took a while to get the stream started this morning. I actually wanted to try something new. I even suggested, hey, now that you have this new setup, are you aware that you have NVIDIA AI that can do all these effects? And I was like, no, I guess I could try some of them out. So basically this morning I tried them out, and here's what I found out, that basically I have this, a virtual green screen. That basically now I can be anywhere I want in my backdrop. I can be in the mountains. I can be in the city. Hell, I can be relaxing on the beach. And I've never had this before, and now I have this awesome new modern effects with my new setup. So I messed with this today and I actually started playing, Bloodborne, and people were like, whoa, this is awesome. So wait, you could be on the screen and not have a background? And I was like, yeah, it's easy to do. Unlike a green screen where you need the thing set up behind you and everything, you don't need that. It just does it automatically. So I played Bloodborne with it and people absolutely loved it. But then we started having technical issues with Bloodborne where the audio was desyncing. Come to find out, I'm actually being told that these capture devices, these high-end external capture devices somehow have audio desync, but that there's a way that you can basically either add the audio as a second source and it resyncs it. So, there's things I need to learn. There's ins and outs, there's things I need to practice and learn and figure out for myself with all this stuff. And it's going to take time. It's not going to be something that's going to be instant, but basically people absolutely loved having this effect now during Bloodborne. And then people were like, oh, what you could do is you could use this for other games too. And I had a brainstorm. I was like, dude, maybe I could be like, if I'm playing Flight Sim, that I could be like in a simulated cockpit or something like that, right? So I thought about it and I actually did set it up. I actually imported like a background of a cockpit and I did a border and everything. And I tried to get it working for the late stream and it wasn't really working that well. It did look kind of like I was in there, but not really. And I said, well, how about this instead? And I got rid of the background and I just took myself again and put myself in the corner over here, and people loved it. I put on the pilot's hat and the aviator glasses, and it was an awesome 2-hour stream that people really, really enjoyed. So basically now, dude, I got everything. Like I've got the fanciest setup possible. I've got 1440p capture and streaming on YouTube, absolutely superb. I've got over on Kick, great stuff going on, with the quality. In fact, tomorrow I may even modify, or not tomorrow.
All right, I let this buffoon run on long enough. I'm gonna Minecraft myself if he says 4K or 1440p or those technical buzzwords that he has to say every 5 minutes, because it's getting extremely annoying. Phil, your setup is okay. Welcome to 2015. This is stuff that people back, competent streamers that put a little bit of effort, even people that, weren't competent, that put the effort and research stuff were doing back in 2015. Nothing that you're doing is new or amazing. I mean, it could be towards your dents because they're so used to watching you and your crappy ass streams and your stupid ass setup. Yeah, anything different or semi-modern, into the 2010s, that decade, of course they're going to be amazed after seeing the slop you've been pumping out for 16 years. Yeah, any little minor update. I mean, look, Phil, look at my setup right here. Look at this. You know what I did this with? I did this simply with a phone app that I have that was for free. And what did I do? I got a background. I CG'd you out of your video. I plopped you into my video. I put a border around you, and I turned you into Disney Princess Phil. And I managed to get Jasper and another picture of you and your family, the creatures in the background. By the way, shout out to Lucero for the Familia DSP series, which is ongoing right now. Give him a sub, give him some love. It's some great content. So, Phil, what you just did is amazing. You know what this cost me right here, Phil? This cost me $0. It cost me $0 to do. You actually literally had to spend $8,000 just to get this effect done, Phil. Again, if you weren't so bullheaded and you paid attention and you listened to what your detractor said, you would have known years ago that this is the type of shit you could have done for very little money. You could do it using software. You can do it using OBS. You can, like, it's not fucking hard, Phil. But you always want to do things the long way. And for some reason, you have this fetish. You have this fetish where you have to get the top of the line everything just to make something look good. And again, that's because you fail to plan. You fail to fucking plan. If you would have done some research, if you would have taken several hours, maybe talk to a friend, if you had a friend, or maybe talk to Darziak. I know you and Darziak are really close. You could have figured this out a long time ago, and you could have found other ways to replicate these effects without wasting $8,000. But again, Phil, it's always Phil. He had to spend over $300 on a fucking capture card, right? An external capture card because he wanted 4K and he wanted the top of the line, and yet he's fucking having problems syncing his audio. Again, it's just. He does it to himself. He ends up shooting himself in the foot over and over again. Because again, he fails to plan, he fails to research anything. Dude, again, what you're trying to accomplish on your streams, I'm doing it right here and it cost me $0, Phil. It didn't cost me. As a matter of fact, my overlay here with the No Familia background, cartoon DSP, Cat Jasper, you leaning in, and Disney Princess looks way better than anything you can fucking produce. And again, this cost me $0 to fucking produce, Phil. God, man, you're just hard-headed, man. You're hard-headed, but you want to keep doing it because you feel like what it is it's just like Phil has this warped mindset. I'll give you an example. Like, to him, being an adult is having a family or being married, right? Paying bills. And to him, that's being an adult. That's what Phil thinks of as being a mature adult. That's what adults do. It's the same thing with streaming. He feels like, oh, the only way I can be a professional streamer is if I waste thousands and thousands of dollars. Because I'm too lazy to research anything and actually put in effort. Let me just throw cash at it. And eventually it'll fix itself. And he's going to keep having these same problems, like the audio syncing, the problem with the overlay, with the background of him inside of it. It's just going to be nothing but fucking problems. And he's going to bitch and complain and blame computers. He's going to say, oh, I hate technologies, these fucking computers. No, it's you, Phil. It's you, because again, you always fail to plan, and you're super lazy, and you always think money will remediate things. It simply doesn't all the time. So let's get into it.
Thursday. I may even modify that. So I believe I had it set to medium quality, and I may actually try to even go up to slow, because I have it medium quality. If I put it on slow, I think it'll take up a little bit more memory, but it may actually make the quality of the stream on take even a little better. So I'm going to try to do that when I stream again on Thursday. I actually just set it up. So good stuff going, and now my whole setup is working. All my wires are getting managed properly. I've got all kinds of new peripherals, including a brand new wireless keyboard over here with RGBs, a fancy mouse with RGBs, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. The office is looking absolutely insanely cool. So moving forward, we have a choice. If I'm doing a playthrough, we can either actually have the background showing up for the playthrough, or I can do the virtual green screen, and we can do it that way too. Like, it doesn't really matter. Either way, it looks good, honestly. I would say definitely this background will look absolutely amazing for the podcast and for the politics show and other times when I choose to use it, but we don't have to always use it. You know, we can pick and choose what maybe certain games it's better or worse. I would say fighting games, Definitely having the blue screen or the virtual green screen is going to help a lot because it's going to take out way less of the space of the screen. Just got to find the right place to put myself so it doesn't like block the energy bars and stuff like that. But other games maybe not. Maybe other games you actually want the full thing. I guess we'll see, right? And definitely like on the podcast, I definitely want to have the giant background because it looks nice, right? Beautiful background that we now have. So good stuff. Like quality today was outstanding. Attendance was great. Support. We hit all the goals. Zero complaints whatsoever. Now, just a contrast to yesterday. Yesterday, I played multiplayer games all day, and we were down to the wire every stream to hit the goals. Tonight, guess what? Games where it was interaction, me playing a single-player game, but able to interact with the audience and have a good time. Guess what? Hit all the goals. No problem. No, oh no, had to go overtime to hit them or anything like that. All good. So, like I said, I think what it is these full-time multiplayer games, such as Call of Duty, Street Fighter 6, people want more of a social aspect with me right now. And that's what's working, so I'm going to continue to do that. Also, my expansion SSD arrived today, 4 terabytes, so I'm going to install that between...
Oh, God. Okay, Phil. You just said right now that the reason why no one was tipping was because you were playing co-op games, and it doesn't allow you to interact with your chat. That's what you're claiming. So Street Fighter and Call of Duty is the problem, not you. Okay, Phil. Remember when you were playing RPGs? Remember at the beginning of the year, RPG overload? What is the best thing about an RPG game? The best thing about an RPG game when you're streaming it is it allows for interaction with your chat. Because you don't have to rush in anything. You can stop. You can talk to your chat. You can figure out a way to progress, right? Without just action nonstop. Right, Phil? And what did you say about RPG? RPG overload. RPGs are killing my business. No one is interested in RPGs. No one is supporting RPGs. So then you change. Then you went to fighting games and multiplayer games and you tried that, right? And for a little bit, it helped. It helped a little bit. And then that died off. And of course, the Kino Renaissance came in. And then you had the super dents from the Kino Casino crew dropping big cash on you, right? And that kind of saved the business. Now that the casino guys are gone, and you probably have just 2 of their dents that remain, which they'll eventually leave, right? And they're propping up your channel. And for the last 2 weeks, it's been fucking dry. They haven't been supporting the streams. And you've had to rely on people coming in and dropping Hail Mary tips, and you fake tipping yourself, right? And you staying 45 minutes overtime while Cat's downstairs literally crying, right? Right, Phil? And now you're trying to claim that the issue is multiplayer games. My fans don't like multiplayer games. At this point, Phil, what's left? What games are you gonna play? You stopped playing WWE Champions because you said no one supported, no one cared, right? When initially it was a pretty decent, sizable chunk of change because you were leaning into the meme. So you stopped playing that. What is it, Phil? It's an excuse. It's always a fucking excuse. The only common denominator in all of this is you, Phil. It's you. You spent $8,000, right? You got this semi-okay setup, and yet people still didn't support you. Didn't you say, oh, once I pump in money into my equipment and get a better background, people are going to come and support? That fucking failed. That didn't happen. Because again, Phil, you may have upgraded your system, you may have upgraded your stream quality, but what you didn't upgrade is the content. It's still you. It's still belligerent, ignorant, boring Phil. That hasn't changed. And again, Phil, it doesn't cost any money to upgrade your content. It really doesn't. It just takes some forethought, some sitting down, some serious reflection upon yourself and thinking to yourself, okay, what am I doing wrong? Why aren't people supporting me? What's going on? And to be honest, Phil, some of it is just people are tapped the fuck out. When you have 10 people that support you and 3 of them are big major whales, they only have but so much money, Phil. I'm sorry. You need to come to that realization. You need to understand that. That's why this streak is going to eventually end. And you're going to be butthurt when it does. You're going to be upset. You're going to be butthurt. And of course, God forbid the trolls get a W. And I can't wait for that day because, dude, it's just going to be glorious, man. You think when the Vest streak ended was hot shit, was great content? Wait until the Dent streak finishes. The man might have a fucking mental breakdown. He may need to get put into an asylum. And he'll be streaming there too, begging. Anyway, folks, that's it. It's another 5 minutes where he's talking about his fucking SSD and just boring, Phil. There's no reason why you need to spend 11 minutes on a daily rap. A daily rap, you don't need the daily rap. But if you're going to do a daily rap, keep that shit under 5 minutes, Phil, okay? No one watches it, bro. You get like 100 viewers. When the only people that watch your daily rap are people that watch my content. Because they want to hear me chat over you, Phil. And I end up getting whatever, 6, 7, 8,000 viewers watching the content. So do me a favor, Phil. Since this is our content, right? This is our content. Just shorten it up, man. Keep it under 5 minutes. Because I can work with 5 minutes. 11 minutes, not so much. Anyway, hope you guys have a good day off. Peace out. Don't forget, Doody streaming today at 11 o'clock. Stop by.